Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Winter Queen. So this is the game of Winter Queen. It's set up as a 2-player game. If it was set up as a 3-player game, there would be 4 crystals on each of those holders, and there would be one of these holders in between each player. If it was a 4-player game, you'd have 4 of these holders, there'd be one between each player, and there are 4 crystals on there. But the 2-player game, all 3 of them are available to both players, and there are 3 on there. The only other difference is in this bag. So this bag holds the crystals. For a 3-player game, you've taken 1 of each crystal out of the bag, each color. There are 5 different colors. And for a 2-player game, we've taken 3 of each color out of the bag. Otherwise, the game is the same. So the idea of the game is to place these crystals onto the board and have these spell books and be able to cast them to be able to gain points, depending on what the pattern of the crystals is and what patterns you're looking for. So on your turn, you have 3 possible actions that you can do. You can, number 1, place an available crystal, which is the 9 that are out at the moment, onto the map. When you place a crystal on the map, you are gaining one of the books. But you're gaining the book from the area that you place it. So if, for example, he placed a crystal there, he's gaining this book. If you place it there in the green section, he's gaining that. If you place it there, he's gaining that one. If you place it there, he's gaining that one. If you place your crystal on one of these empty spots, you can't place them there because there's already a crystal on them, even though it's a drawn one. If you place your crystal there, any of the books are available to you. So from the outset, he might just place it there. Because he's placed it in the blue area, he gains this book. It's now the other person's turn. When we come back to this guy's turn, he can now do something. He can do exactly the same thing that he's just done. So place another crystal onto the board to gain another book. You are only able to have 3 of these books, by the way, at any one time. So just be aware of that. The second thing he can do, which wasn't available last time because he didn't have a book, is he can take one of these crystals and place it onto his book. Each book has 2 sides. You can place a crystal onto either side of that book. The third thing that he could do on his turn is to activate a spell. So because he now has a spell with a crystal on it, he can activate that. This one is going to give him a point for every purple that is surrounded by yellow, or every yellow that is surrounded by a purple. So at the moment, that's worth 1 point. If someone had placed that in there and say that one there, it's probably best for him to go purple surrounded by yellow. So he can score this one. It scores 1 point per yellow crystal around it. These count as a crystal, so it's 1, 2, 3 surrounding that one, which means he has gained 3 points. Put them face down so that no one can look around and work out how many points everyone has. You can see obviously how many counters you've got, but you don't know what the number on the other side is. They might be 2, they might be 5, they might be 10. Once a spell has been cast, that book is removed from the game, as is the crystal. If he happened to have 2 crystals on the book, he could score that one, and then he could score that page. Once you have scored a book that has 2 crystals, you can remove one of the crystals from the board. The crystal taken from the board goes back into the bag. The game finishes, by the way, when this bag is empty. How does that bag get empty? Once someone places there or there onto their book the last crystal from a holder, they gain a point. So there's a point. And then you refill that holder with 3 more crystals. And that's how the bag will empty out. Once the bag is empty, all of the crystals on holders are put onto the one. This is more for the 3 and 4 player game, so that every crystal is available to every person. You continue play until everyone's had the same number of turns. So if this was the first player was the person who emptied the bag, everyone else would have 1 more turn. And then after that, everyone gets 1 more turn again. On that last turn, so once the last crystal has been drawn out, you cannot activate any spells. You really want to fill up your book with crystals, as once that's happened, everyone casts every crystal they have in their book. So you get those extra bonus points at the end. So it's worthwhile trying to fill up those pages if you can. During that phase, if you have both 2 crystals on a book, you don't remove one of the crystals from the board. This is just in the very, very last moments. And during the last little section, you don't actually remove the crystals or the books, because some of these actually score points for having crystals on your book and someone else's book. So it's kind of allowing everyone to get their last little moments out. And the player with the most victory points after that is the winner of the game. So in essence, that's the game. What I haven't run through is what each of these things in the spell books actually mean. So to start with, this one that I used earlier, what you're looking at is for purple to be surrounded by yellow or yellow to be surrounded by purple. And it's whatever, it really depends on whatever color you put down onto that. And that's going to get your point per crystal that's surrounding. This one is scoring crystals that are on the edge of the board. They don't need to be next to each other, but they do need to be on the edge of the board. So this is going to score 1 point per yellow crystal on the edge of the board, which at the moment would score 1 point. This one is looking for a point per crystal of the place color in a line. So he's placed red, so he's looking for reds in a line. At the moment, there's only 1 red. If he managed to get the board to look like that, that would give him 3 points, as would that. Would give him 3 points. If it's there and there, you're choosing one of those 2 lines for whichever one's going to give the most points. This one is going to give you a point for any of the crystals of this chosen color, so in this case yellow, that's placed on your books. So all 3 of your books, however many yellow you've got, plus whoever has the most yellow out of the other players. So at the moment, there's only 1 point because there's only the 1 yellow. If you had this on a yellow and that guy had 1, he'd have 1 point there, 1 point there, and 1 point over there. This one is giving you 1 point for each group of yellow crystals. So at the moment, there are 2 separate groups of yellow crystals. If someone had placed a crystal there, there's only 1 group of yellow because they're all joined together. So that's only worth 1 point. That's worth 2 points. That's worth 3 points. You need to try to get them separated if you want to score that one. This one is giving you 1 point per color in a straight line. So taking this as my yellow, it could be that one if I wished. This one has just the yellow and the purple, or just the yellow and the red for 2 points. If I take this one, I've got the red, the yellow, and the purple. So that's 3 points worth. The maximum you can get out of that is 5 points, by the way. This one is giving 1 point per zone that has the color crystal in it. So there's 1 here, there's 1 here. So that would get him 2 points. If it was like that, he would get 3 points. And with this one, you're choosing one of the crystals on the board that is the same color, and you get 1 point per empty space next to that crystal. So if you chose this one, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 points. If you chose this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. If you chose that, you'd only get 2 points. And that's pretty much it. Add up all of your points at the end of the game, and whoever has the most points wins. So I hope this helps you get Winter Queen to the table. Please go ahead and watch my gameplay to get a feel for how the game actually plays. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaying. And until next time, enjoy gaming.